Alright, just put it like that. And let's start. 3 minutes. Okay, now أعوذ بالله من الشيطان بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربي يسر ولا توسل وتمن خير آمين يا رب العالمين. Calculus corner 2.3. T is equal to comma T is equal 6 comma T is equal 9 and T is equal 10. Okay. Solution S by T is equal 16th T square plus 256 T. Negative 16 by 2 square plus 256 T. 256 by 2. Okay. 2 to the 4 by 16 is equal to 16 there 16 32 multiplied by 2 is equal to 64 होना चाहिए. 2 to the 4 multiplied by 16 is equal to 448 plus 512 is equal negative 448 addition to okay fuck 64 S by 6 okay is equal negative 16 by 6 square plus 256 multiplied by 6 okay. Minus 16 bracket 2 right. Four 8 feet हैं? एवरेज वेलोसिटी फॉर्मूला पर लिखते हैं एवरेज वेलोसिटी चेंज इज इक्वल डेल्टा वाई बाय डेल्टा एक्स इज इक्वल एफ बाय बी नेगेटिव एफ बाय ए बाय बी नेगेटिव ए and secant A is equal to comma B is equal 5 hence यहाँ लिखे गए hence A B C is equal S by 5 minus S by 2 whole bracket 5 minus 2 कैलकुलेटर इस्तेमाल कर लेते हैं अच्छा 880 negative 448 by 3. Find the average velocity. 7 b equal easy है 9 hence average velocity average f by 7 comma 9 minus f by 7 by नीचे क्या आएगा 9 minus 7 ओके मैंने देखा 9 की वैल्यू लिखी है 9 की वैल्यू है 1008 f by 7 is equal f by 7 is equal क्या कहते हैं -16 bracket 7 square plus 256 t कहते हैं t बस 1008 AB is equal 1008 negative 1008 by क्या आता है 2 AB is equal 0 PROV will prove okay. Question number ये 4 क्या लिखा है show at what time does the projection hit the ground 0 number 4 है what time projection hit the ground adds टू में क्या लिखा होता है? एट बॉल हिट द ग्राउंड, 0 से वही करेंगे। एस इज इक्वल S0 इज इक्वल 16 नेगेटिव 16 टी स्क्वेयर प्लस 256 टी, ठीक है। 0 इधर 16 टी स्क्वेयर इज इक्वल 256, यहाँ वहाँ जाके डिवाइड हो जाएगा। टी स्क्वेयर इज इक्वल बाय अच्छा कॉमन ले लिया इसने, ये भी सही किया, कोई इसमें गलत नहीं है। 0 इज इक्वल नेगेटिव 16 टी स्क्वेयर प्लस 256 टी, कॉमन ले लो। टी नेगेटिव 16 टी प्लस 256 is equal 0, t is equal 0, comma negative 16 t plus 256, यहाँ 16 by 0 negative 16 by t is equal पॉजिटिव है ना क्योंकि वहाँ चले 256, ओके। t इज इक्वल वही मैं हमको वही हरकत कर रहा था मैं, 256 बाय 16 दर 16 1 दर और 16 2 दर 16 2 दर 32, 16 4 दर होता है 64, 16 4 64, 16 multiplied by 8, 16 multiplied by 10 नहीं 15, नॉर्मल ज़्यादा हो गया। 16 multiplied by 16 16 t is equal 16, इसको क्या आता है फीट एस सेकेंड्स लिख लेना। अच्छा इधर 5 यहाँ कर लें, 5 डेरिवेशन यहाँ कर ले, क्या देता है 6 में। Okay. Del t 8 by plus delta t और यहाँ आता है 16 negative 16 by 8 plus delta t square plus 256 8 plus delta t. ओके, इस पे वो अप्लाई होगा नेगेटिव 16 8 8 तक 64 प्लस डेल्टा टी प्लस 2 8 16 डेल्टा टी। ठीक है, ये हो गया प्लस 8 8 ना 8 256 मल्टीप्लाई बाई 8 2 टेराबाइट की स्टोरेज लिखिए 2048 प्लस 256 डेल्टा टी। ओके, इक्वल -16 मल्टीप्लाई बाय 64 नेगेटिव 1000 ओके 16 दार नेगेटिव 16 का स्क्वायर इक्वल टू 56 नेगेटिव 256 प्लस 1048 प्लस 256 डेल्टा टी। ओके, यहाँ डेल्टा की तरफ लिखें, ये दो कट गए। राइट, ये हो जाएगा पॉजिटिव 1024 और क्योंकि नेगेटिव 16 डेल्टा टी। ओके, ये हो गई है। ओके, f बाय 8 इज इक्वल आगे क्या आता है? f बाई 8 इज इक्वल का -16 8 स्क्वेयर प्लस 256 बाई 8 लिखा नहीं यार, हमने लिखा तो है, कहाँ लिखा है? लास्ट क्वेश्चन, डिटरमिनेंट 5 ना 8 नहीं लिखा, स्क्रू में बड़ा कनबंद है। नेगेटिव 16 ब्रैकेट 8 स्क्वायर प्लस 256 बाय 8 इज इक्वल 1024. Now apply formula limit delta t approaches to 0. ये मैं limit delta t approaches to 0. अब फॉर्मूला पे फॉर्मूला लिखेंगे जो भी आएगा 1 क्या कहते हैं 1024 negative 16 delta t negative 024 by delta t. ओके ये कट गया delta t by delta t is equal to negative 16. तो ये है Duolingo English test my ass. सॉरी स्क्वायर से कर देते हैं 16 delta t limit square कहाँ है yep you forgot square ठीक है alright apply limit is equal 0 determine. Now we're going to write 6. Add should I 20 मिनट्स पढ़ लेते क्या जाता है 20-30 मिनट्स पढ़ लेते Facebook okay, new chapter or short questions. New chapter. I'm skipping the short question like always. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, how do you get that? 36 interference. What's interference? Okay, interference. Two source interfere, also known as double slit. Okay, double slit interference. Two sources interact each other, also known as double slit interference. Double slit interference occurs when waves from two coherent sources overlap, creating alternating constructive and destructive interference fringes. Interference of the two waves can be result in large and small waves of phenomena. Demonstration use water, sound, light, and microwaves. What is interference? Two source interference, also known as double slit interference. Double slit interference occurs when two waves from coherent sources overlap. Overlap area, creating alternating constructive and destructive interference frequencies. Okay, I'm taking off. Double source, two sources interference, also known as double slit interference, occurs when waves from two coherent sources overlap, creating alternating constructive and destructive interference frequencies. Two sources interference, also known as double split interference occur when waves from two coherent sources overlap, creating alternating constructive and destructive interference frequencies. Interference of two waves can result in a large and smaller wave phenomena demonstrated using water, sound, light, and microwaves. Condition of observing interference variance. To observe interference variance in a two source setup, of the condition for observing interference of two waves can result in a large small wave phenomena demonstrated using water, sound, and light and microwave. Condition of observing interference variance to observe interference variance in a two-source setup. Following condition must be met. Coherent sources. Two coherent sources must emit waves with the same frequency and micro wavelength, maintaining a constant phase relationship. Coherent sources. Two coherent sources include two coherent sources which emit coherent sources which must emit waves with same frequency and micro wavelength, maintaining the phase relationship, constant phase relationship. Narrow split. A narrow split should be narrow and close together, ensuring that the wave from each split create a clear interference pattern. The split should be narrow and close together, ensuring that the wave from each split overlap and interfere with each other. Monochromatic wave. Monochromatic waves are the source which emit wave with single wavelength monochiro to create a interference pattern. Monochiro wave, the source. Monochromatic, the source should emit wave with single wavelength. The source should emit wave with a single wavelength. Monochromatic spelling है monochromatic to create a clear interference pattern. To observe interference variance. To observe interference variance in a two-source setup, the following condition must be met. Coherent source. Two coherent sources must emit wave with same frequency and wavelength, maintaining a constant phase relationship. Monochromatic. Monochromatic coherent sources. Two coherent sources must emit wave with the same frequency and wavelength, maintaining a constant phase relationship. Coherent sources. Two coherent sources must emit wave with the same frequency and wavelength, maintaining constant phase relationship. Coherent sources coherent sources must emit wave which have with the same frequency and wavelength, maintaining constant phase relationship. Narrow split. A split must be narrow and close together, ensuring that the wave for each split overlap and interact with each other. Monochromatic wave. The source should emit wave with a single wavelength, monochromatic, to create a clear interference pattern. Monochromatic wave. The source should emit wave with a single wavelength, monochromatic, to create a clear interference pattern. Monochromatic wave. The source emits wave with a single wavelength, monochromatic, to create a clear interference pattern. The source should emit a wavelength with a single monochromatic wave. The source should emit wave with a single wavelength. The source should emit a single wavelength. A source should emit a single wavelength. A source should emit 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 a single wavelength. A source should emit a single wavelength. Geometric wave. The source should emit a single wavelength. The source should emit a single wavelength. To emit a wave with a single wavelength. The source should emit wave with a single wavelength, monochromatic, to create a clear interference pattern. The source should emit wave with a single wavelength to create a clear interference pattern. Monochromatic wave. The source should emit wave with a single wavelength. Should emit wave with a single wavelength to create a interference pattern. Interference pattern. The source should emit wave with a single wavelength. A source should emit wave with a single wavelength. The source should emit wave with a wavelength, a single wavelength. A source should emit a single wavelength. The source should emit 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 wave with a single wavelength. Monochromatic wave. monochromatic to create a clear interference pattern. To create a clear interference pattern, monochromatic wave, the source should emit a wavelength with a single the source should emit a wave with a single wavelength. The source should emit a the source should wave with a single wavelength. The source should wave should the source should the source should emit the source should emit with a single wavelength. Monochromatic to create a clear interference pattern. To create a clear interference pattern, monochromatic wave, the source should emit wave. The source should emit wave. The source should emit wave with a single wavelength. The source should emit wave with a single wavelength. Emit wave. The source should emit wave with a single wavelength. Monochromatic to create clear interference pattern. Monochromatic wave, a source should emit wave with single wave length LENGTH length, single wave length. Monochromatic to create क्या I don't know to create clear interference pattern. A stable environment. The experimental setup in a monochromatic wave a source should emit wave with a single wavelength. Monochromatic to create clear interference pattern. Stable environment experiment. The experiment setup must be free from disturbance. Vibration current, which could disrupt wave pattern and interfere with the frequency observer. Stable environment. The experiments must be the stable setup. The experimental setup must be free from disturbance. Like vibration and air current, which can disrupt the wave pattern and interfere with observer. Feringes observation. Stable experiment. The experimental setup must be free from disturbance like vibration, air current, which should disrupt wave pattern and interference with pharyngees, F-R-I-N-G-E, pharyngeal. Okay, pharyngeal कर ले. Pharyngeal observation. Observation. The experimental setup must be free from disturbance like vibration and air current, which should be disturb wave pattern and interfere with free observation. Stable environment experimental setup. The stable environment, the experimental setup must be free from disturbance. Experimental environment must be free from disturbance. The experimental environment must be free from disturbance like vibration and air current, which could disturb the pattern of interfere with Frege observation. The environment must be. The experimental setup must be free from observation. Disturbance like vibration and air current, which could disrupt wave pattern, which interfere with Frege observation. Allahu Akbar. Stable environment. The experimental setup must be free from disturbance like vibration and current, air current, which should disturb wave pattern and interfere with Frege observation. The environmental must be the environment. The experiment must be free from disturbance. The stable environment. The experiment must be free from disturbance like vibration and air current, which could disturb wave pattern, which could disturb the wave pattern and interference with Frege observation. The experiment, the stable environment. The experiment setup must be free from disturbance like vibration and air current, which could disrupt wave pattern and interfere with Frege observation. By safety, these conditions by satisfying these conditions, two sources of interference variance can be observed across various By satisfying this condition, two source interference variance can be observed across various wave types, demonstrating the wave of natural light, sound, and other phenomena. The experimental setup must be free from disturbance like vibration and air current, which could disturb the disturb the wave pattern, which could disturb the wave pattern and interference with the Faraday observation. By satisfying this condition, this experiment must be set up. The experiment must be set up. Must be free from disturbance like vibration and air current, which could disturb the wave pattern, interference with frequent observation. By satisfying these conditions, two sources interference variance can be observed across the various wavetypes, demonstrating the natural light nature of light. Wave nature of light demonstrate the wave nature of light, sound, and other phenomena. The experiment setup must be from disturbance like the experiment setup must be free from disturbance. The experiment setup must be free from disturbance like vibration and air current, which could disturb the wave pattern and interference with the fringe in observation. By satisfying these conditions, two source wave interference variance can demonstrate across the wave type. By satisfying these conditions, two source interference variance can be observed across the by satisfying this condition, two source interference variance fringes can be demonstrated by observing by satisfying this condition, two source interference variance can be demonstrated across various wavelengths, demonstrating the wave of nature of a light, nature of light, sound, and other phenomena. By satisfying this condition, two source interference variance can be observed. By satisfying these conditions, two source interference variance can be demonstrated across the wave type. By satisfying these conditions, two source of wave interference variance wave can be observed by various wave types, demonstrating the wave nature, light, sound, and other phenomena. By satisfying these conditions, two interference variance can be observed by waves across various wavetypes, demonstrating the wave nature of light, sound, and other phenomena. By satisfying these conditions, two source interference variance can be observed across various wavetypes, demonstrating the natural light. By satisfying these conditions, two source interference variance can be observed across various various wave type, demonstrating the wave, natural light, sound, and other phenomena. By satisfying these conditions, two sources interference frequencies can be observed across various wave types. These demonstrate can be wave nature of light, sound, and other phenomena. By satisfying these conditions, two sources by satisfying these sources by satisfying the condition, two sources of interference frequencies can be observed across various wave types, demonstrating the wave of natural light, sound, and other phenomena. By satisfying these conditions, all interference frequencies can be observed across various wave types, demonstrating the wave, natural, and light, sound, as a phenomena. And the two source interference frequencies can be observed across various wave types. By satisfying these conditions, two source interference by satisfying these conditions the two source interference frequencies can be observed across various wave types, demonstrating the wave of natural light, sound, and other phenomena. By satisfying these conditions, two sources of wavelength interference frequencies can be observed across the various wave types. Demonstrating the natural stable experiment. Environment. The experiment must be free from vibration, disturbance, this TUR will disrupt air resistance, which could disturb, fringe by satisfying condition. Satisfying these condition. By satisfying these conditions, comma, by satisfying these conditions, by satisfying these conditions, by satisfying these conditions, by satisfying this condition, by satisfying this condition, two sorts. Interference, pattern interference variance can be observed. By the type observed can be observed across various can be observed across various type wavelength can be demonstrated by wave phenomena. Interference of water wave. Okay, first interference of water wave. ये तीन टाइप्स पढ़ लिए, फिर क्वेश्चन आएगा. पहला ही क्वेश्चन है इंटरफेरेंस एंड देयर टाइप्स. Explain experiment that demonstrate two source interference using water waves in a ripple tank, sound, light and microwave sound. एक और इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन आ गया. Interference of water wave. In a ripple tank experiment, 2-point source generate a ripples in a water which produce interference. Interference of water wave can in a ripple tank experiment. Interference of water wave. Interference of water wave. Interference in a ripple tank experiment. Interference in ripple tank experiment. Interference in ripple tank experiment. The interference of water wave in a ripple tank experiment. Two sources generate a ripple experiment in a ripple tank experiment. In a ripple tank experiment, 2-point source generate ripple in a water which produce interference. In a ripple tank experiment, 2-point source generate a ripple sound produce interference. Ripple sound produce interference. Ripple sound produce interference. By satisfying these observations, two source interference frequencies can be observed across various wave types. By satisfying these conditions, two source interference can be observed across various wave type, demonstrating the wave of natural light, sound, and other phenomena. Interference of water waves. In a ripple tank experiment, 2-point source. In a ripple tank experiment. 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 In a ripple tank. Ripple RIPLA ripple tank experiment. Two sources. 2-point source. 2-point source. 2-point source generate ripple in a water. 2-point source generate a ripple in a water which produce interference. In a ripple tank experiment, two sources generate a ripple in a water which produce ripple in a water which produce interference. Which produce interference. In a ripple tank experiment, two sources generate ripples in water produce interference. In a ripple tank experiment, 2-point sources generate ripple in water produce interference. The tank illuminate to enhance visibility. The interference of water. In a ripple sound experiment, 2-point sources generate ripple in a wave sound in a ripple sound experiment. In a ripple tank experiment. In a ripple tank experiment, 2-point sources generate ripple in water which produce interference. The tank is illuminate to enhance visibility. The tank is illuminate illuminated to enhance visibility. In a ripple tank experiment, 2-point sources generate ripple in water which produce interference. Tank is illuminated to enhance visibility. The region which waves reinforce each other, constructive interference produced. The tank is illuminated to enhance visibility. The tank is illuminated to enhance visibility. In a ripple tank experiment, two sources generate a ripple sound available in a water which produce interference. The tank is illuminated to enhance visibility. In a ripple tank experiment, 2-point sources generate ripple in water which produce interference. The tank illuminated to enhance visibility. The region where wave reinforce the region where wave reinforce reinforce each other. The region where wave reinforce each other constructive interference produce. The region where wave reinforce with each other constructive interference produce. The region where wave reinforce each other. The region where wave reinforce each other constructive interference produce. The region where wave reinforce each other. 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 Where wave reinforce each other, constructive interference occurs. Produce. The region where waves cancel each other, destructive interference produce. The region where wave reinforce each other, constructive interference produce. The region where wave reinforce each other, constructive interference produce. The region where wave reinforce each other. The region where wave enforce each other, constructive interference produce. The region where wave reinforce each other, constructive interference produce. The region where wave reinforce each other. The region where wave reinforce each other, constructive interference produce. The region where wave reinforce each other, constructive interference produce. The region where the wave reinforce each other, constructive interference produce. The region where wave reinforce each other. Constructive interference produce. The constructive interference produce the region where waves reinforce each other. Constructive interference produce the region where waves reinforce each other. Constructive interference produce. The region where waves reinforce each other. Constructive interference produce. The region where waves reinforce each other. Constructive interference produce. The region where wave interfere the region where wave reinforce each other. Constructive interference produce. Therefore, the region where wave reinforce each other. Constructive interference produce. The region where wave reinforce each other. Constructive interference produce. The region where wave cancel each other. Destructive interference produce. The region where wave reinforce each other. Constructive interference produce. The region where wave cancel each other. Destructive interference produce. ये हो गया. All right. Good. Okay. Interface. To surface, to source, also known as double slit interface. To surface, to source interface known as to source interface also known as double slit interface to source interface also known as double slit interface. To source interface also known as double slit interface occurs when a wave from two coherent sources overlap, creating alternative constructive and destructive interface frequencies. Two source interface also known. Two source interface also known as double slit. two-source interface, also known as double-slit interface. Double-slit interface occurs when creating alternative constructive and overlapping destructive interface figures. Two-source interface, also known as two-source interface, also known as double-slit interface. Two-source interface, also two-source interface, also known as double-slit interface. Two-source interface, also known as double-slit interface, occurs when waves from coherent sources overlap. Waves of coherent sources overlap. Two-source interface, also known as double-slit interface, occurs when waves of coherent waves from two coherent sources overlap, creating alternative, constructive, and destructive interface fringes. Two-source interface, also known as double-slit interface occur. Double-slit interface occur when the overlap two-source interface, also known as double-slit. Two-source interface, also known as double-slit. Two-source interface, also known as double-slit interface, occur when waves of two coherent sources overlap. Two-source interface or two-source interface, also known as double-slit interference occur when waves from two coherent sources overlap, creating alternative, constructive, and destructive interface variants. Two-source interface, also known as double-slit interface. Two-source interface occurs when waves from two coherent sources overlap, creating alternative, constructive, and destructive interface variants. Fringes. Two-source interface, also known as double-slit interface, occurs when waves from two coherent occur. When waves from two coherent occur, two-source interface, also known as two-source interface, also known as double-slit slit interface, occur when two waves of coherent sources overlap. Waves of two coherent sources overlap, creating alternative, constructive, and destructive interface variants. Two-source interface, also known as double-slit interface, occurs when waves from two coherent sources overlap, creating alternative, constructive, and destructive interference variants. Two-source interface, also known as double-slit interface, when occurs when waves from two coherent sources overlap, creating alternative, constructive, and destructive interference variants. F-R-I-N-G-S, variance. Two-source interface, also known as two-source interface, also known as double slit, occurs when waves of two coherent sources overlap, creating alternative two-source interface, also known as double slit interface, occurs when waves from two coherent sources overlap, creating alternative constructive and destructive interference, fringes, F-R-I-N-G-E-S, fringes, double source interface, also known as double split, occur. Two-source interference, also known as double slit interference, occur when waves of two coherent sources overlap, creating alternative constructive and destructive interference fringes, F-R-I-N-G-S, fringes. Interference variance की फिर से याद करें यार. Two-source interference, also known as double slit interference, occurs when waves of two coherent sources overlap. Two-source interference, and also known as double slit interference, occurs when waves of two coherent sources overlap, creating alternative constructive and destructive interference variance. Two-source interference, also known as double split, occurs when two waves of two coherent sources overlap, creating alternate constructive and destructive variance. Interference variance. Constructive and destructive interference variance. Interference of two waves can result in large small waves, a phenomenon demonstrated using water, sound, light, and microwaves. Two-source interference, also known as double slit interference, occurs when the wave from two coherent sources overlap, creating wave of two source interference, also known as double slit interference, occurs when two sources when two waves of coherent sources overlap, creating alternative constructive and destructive interference variants. Interference of two waves can result in interference of two waves can result in large and small waves. Interference of two waves can result in large and small waves. Large and small wave are phenomena demonstrated using water, sound, and microwave. Water, sound, light, and microwave. Two-source interface, also known as two-source interface, also known as double split interface, occurs when waves of two coherent sources overlap, creating alternative and constructive and destructive interface variants. The interference of two waves can result in large small wave. Interference of two waves can result in large small wave. Interference of two waves can result in large small waves. Interference of two waves can result in large and small waves, a phenomena demonstrated using water, sound, light, and microwaves. Water, sound, light. Wait a minute. वाटर हो गया, साउंड हो गया, लाइट हो गया, माइक्रोवेव. Interference of two waves can result in large and small waves. Large and small waves are phenomena demonstrated using water, sound, light, and microwave. Two-source interference, also known as destructive double split, also known as DOUBL double split, SP split, split, comma, W occurs when waves overlap occurs when two wave coherent sources overlap. overlap, comma, overlap, comma, overlap, creating an constructive and destructive. Oh. Wait a minute. Can I check? 18 minutes. Okay. Sorry. Constructive and destructive. Constructive and destructive interference. Interference. Variance, F-R-I-N-G-L-Gens. Can demonstrate के लिखा हुआ है a phenomena of demonstrating क्या I don't know demonstrating using water sound, light and microwave and microwaves waves. Okay, हो गया 20 minutes. Okay. Condition for observing interference, observing interference, variance, interference and variance, antiference and variance. Construction for observing interference and variance To observe interference variance in a two-source setup, the following condition must meet. Coherent sources. Two coherent sources must emit waves with the waves. Two coherent sources. Two coherent sources. Two coherent sources. Two coherent sources. Two condition of observing interference variance. To observe interference variance in a source in a two source setup. Following condition must be. Two source interference, also known as two source interference. Condition for observing interference variance. To observe interference variance of two sources setup, following condition must be met. Coherent sources. Two coherent sources must emit waves with the same frequency and same wavelength, maintaining constant phase relationship. Constructing for observing interference variance. Two sources interference variance in the source setup two sources to observe interference variance. Two sources to observe interference variance in a source setup. The following condition must met. Condition for observing interference variance. Condition of observing interference variance. Condition of interference variance. Condition of interference variance. Condition of interference and variance. Condition of interference. Condition for observing interference variance. To observe interference variance in a two-source setup, the following condition must be met. The following condition of observing interference variance. To observing condition for observing interference variance. Two source interfere to observe variance in a sources of setup to observe variance in a two source setup. Following condition must be met. Coherent sources. Two coherent sources must emit waves with the same frequency and wavelength, maintaining a constant phase relationship. Constructive condition for observing interference variance. To observe interference variance in a two-source setup. To observe interference variance in a two-source variance. The two following condition must be met. The two following condition to observe interference variance in a two-source setup. to observe condition of observing. Condition for observing interference variance. To observe interference variance in a two-source setup, the following condition must be met. Coherent sources. Two coherent sources must emit waves with the same frequency and wavelength, maintaining a constant phase relationship. To observe interference variance in two-source setup, the following condition must be met. The following condition must be met. The following condition following condition must be met to observe interference variance in a two-source setup. To observe interference variance in a two-source setup, the following condition. To observe interference variance in two-source setup. To observe interference variance. To observe interference variance in a two-source setup, the following condition must be met. To observe interference variance in two-source setup. To observing condition for observing two-source observing interference variance the two-source variance to observe variance frequency in a two-source setup. To observe interference variance in a two-source setup, the following condition must be met. The following condition of observing interference variance the condition of to observe interference variance in two-source setup, the following condition must be met. To observe interference variance in two-source variance in a two-source setup, the following condition must be met. To observe interference variance in a two-source setup, the following condition must be met. To observe interference of two-source setup, the following condition must be met. Two coherent sources must emit waves with same frequency and wavelength. Two coherent sources must emit wave and with the same frequency and wavelength. Maintaining constant phase relation. Coherent sources. Two coherent sources must emit waves the same frequency of wavelength, maintaining a constant phase and relationship. Two coherent sources must emit waves with the same frequency, same frequency and wavelength, maintaining a source of constant relation. Two coherent sources must emit must emit wave of same frequency as wavelength maintaining a constant phase relationship. To observe interference frequency. To observe interference occurs. To observe interference variance in a two source setup, the following condition must met. Two coherent sources must emit waves with same frequency and wavelength. A constant phase relationship. Two coherent sources must emit wave with same frequency and wavelength, maintaining a constant phase relationship. Two coherent sources must emit wave with same frequency and wavelength, maintaining a constant phase relationship. Two coherent sources must emit wavelength with the same frequency and wavelength, maintaining a constant phase relationship. Two coherent sources must emit wave with frequency and wavelength, maintaining a constant phase relationship. Allahu Akbar. To observe interference variance in a two-source setup, the following condition must be met. Two coherent sources must emit wave. Two coherent sources must emit waves with same frequency and wavelength, maintaining a constant phase relationship. So coherent sources. Condition. Condition of observing interference variance. Interference. Condition of observing interference variance. To observe interference variance, variance sources setup the following must be coherent sources पहला ये two coherent sources two coherent sources SOUR sources must emit source SOURCE must emit waves of same frequency C and wavelength LENGTH length maintaining MAINTA maintaining the phase maintaining a constant phase narrow slit. Okay, the slit should be narrow and close together, ensuring the wave from the each slit overlaps and the interfere with each other. The slit should be narrow and close together, ensuring the wave from each slit overlap interference with each other. The slit should be narrow and close together, ensuring that the wave from each slit overlap and interference with each other. The slit should be narrow and close together, ensuring that the wave of each slit overlaps the interference with each other. The slit should be narrow and close together, ensuring that the waves from each slit overlap and interference with each other. The narrow slit should be narrow and close together, ensuring that the wave from each slit overlaps and interference with each other. Narrow slit. Also, the slit should be narrow and close together. The slit should be narrow and close together. The slit should be narrow and close together. The slit should be narrow. The slit should be narrow and close together, ensuring that the wave from each slit overlap and interfere with each other. The slit should be narrow and close to each other, ensuring that the wave should be slit overlapping. The wave should be each slit overlapping and interference with each other. The slit should be overlap. The slit should be narrow and close together. The slit should be narrow and close together. The slit should be narrow and close together. The slit should be narrow and close together, ensuring that the wave of each slit overlap and interference with each other. The slit should be narrow and close together, ensuring the wave. The slit should be narrow. The slit should be narrow and narrow and close together, ensuring that the wave from each slit overlap and interference with each other. The slit should be narrow and close together, ensuring that the wave from the slit of each slit overlap and interference with each other. Narrow slit. Narrow slit. The narrow slit. The slit should be narrow and close to each other. Ensuring that the wave of each slit must be equal. Each slit overlap and overlap के आगे क्या आता है? मैं खुद भी नहीं पूछ गया. overlap के आगे लिखूँ तो ये रहा overlap and interference with each other. The two-thirds interference, also known interference. The two-thirds interference, also known as double-slit interference, occur when waves of two coherent sources overlap, creating alternative and constructive and destructive interference. Interference of two waves can result in a large wave, a phenomenon demonstrated using water, sound, light, and microwave condition of observing interference. Condition for observing interference variance to observe interference variance in a two source setup. A following condition must be met. Two coherent sources must emit wave with the same frequency and wavelength, maintaining a constant phase relationship. Narrow slit. The narrow slit should be narrow and close together, ensuring that the wave from each slit overlap and interference with each other. Monochromatic wave. The source should emit wave with a single wavelength. Monochromatic to create a clear interference pattern. Stable environment. The experimental setup must be free from disturbance like vibration and air current, which could disrupt the wave pattern and interfere with observation. By satisfying all these conditions, two source interference frequencies can be observed across the wave type, demonstrating the wave and the natural light, sound, and other phenomena. Interference of water wave. The ripple tank experiment. 2-point source generating ripple in a water which produce interference. The tank is illuminated to enhance visibility. The tank is illuminated to enhance visibility, the region which waves reinforce each other, constructive interference produce. The region in a ripple tank experiment. In a ripple tank experiment, water interference. In a ripple tank experiment, 2-point source generate ripple in the water. 2 interference of water wave in a ripple tank experiment. 2-point source generate ripple in water which produce interference. The tank is illuminated to enhance visibility. The region where wave reinforce each other, constructive interference produce. The region where wave reinforce each other, constructive interference produce. The region where wave cancel each other, demonstrate interference produce. The result pattern water interference of water The two ripple effect consist of: in a ripple tank experiment, in a RIPPLE ripple tank experiment, two sources. In ripple tank experiment, two sources. Two open source नहीं आता, two sources ही हैं. 2-point source generate 2-point SOURCE. So generate two source generate ripple effect effect in water. Ripple effect in water. Ripple in water, which ripple in water which interference is produced. Second line back. When the tank क्या करता है जब विजिबिलिटी इन्हांस करता है? The tank pattern alternating नहीं है ना, screen clean नहीं. The tank is illustrated is ILLUST illuminated to enhance enhanced visibility VIS. Visibility. Number 3, the region. The region of wave क्या कहते हैं? The region of wave, I don't know. The region of each. एक तो वो कैंसिल होता है, मुझे नहीं आता. The region of wave length, the region of wave, the region where wave enter, the region where wave wave interacts, interference क्या लिखा हुआ है, where wave reinforce each other, reinforce each other constructive resonance, interference occur, produce. The region where wave cancel each other, destructive resonance interference. O produce, produce. Produce. Two interference, also known as double slit interference, occurs when waves from two coherent sources overlap, creating alternating constructive and destructive interference. Ferrigens interference, FRINGS, Ferrings होना चाहिए, Ferrings interference of two waves, two source, एक इसके बारे में, interference के बारे में. Alright, two source interference, also known as double slit, occurs when wave of two coherent sources coherent sources overlap, creating alternative constructive and destructive interference. Ferrigens interference of two waves can result in a large and small wave, a phenomena of demonstrated using water, light, and microwave. Condition of observing interference. Ferrigens. To observe interference Ferrigens in a two-source setup, the following condition must be met. Coherent sources. Two coherent sources must emit wave the same frequency and wavelength, maintaining a constant phase relationship. A narrow slit. The slit should be narrow and close to each other, ensuring that the wave from each slit overlap and interfere with each other. Coherent sources. Two sources must emit wave with same frequency and wavelength, maintaining constant phase relationship. Narrow slit. A slit must have narrow and close together, ensuring that the wave from each side overlap and interfere with each other. मोनोकोरो क्या आता है, एक है ना इसका स्पेशल लफ्ज़, मोनोकोरो wave, monochromatic wave. The source should emit wave with a single wavelength monochromatic to create clear interference pattern. To clear monochromatic a source should emit wavelength, a source should emit a 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 wavelength with a single wave, a source should emit wave with a single wavelength, monochromatic to create clear interference pattern. ठीक है. Stable environment, ये थोड़ा काट सकते हैं. Stable environment शुरू कैसे होता है? The experiment setup must be free from disturbance like vibration or air which could disturb क्या कहते हैं? which could disturb ना interference आ गया था. which could disturb फिर again observing नहीं आता, वो सेकंड में आता है. एक लफ्ज आता है यहाँ which could disturb easy है. which could disturb wave pattern and interfere with which could disturb wave pattern and interference with. By satisfying these conditions, two source interference frequencies can be observed across the various wave type, demonstrating the wave of natural light source and other phenomena. Okay. Two source wave. Two SOURCE source wave, WAVE wave, also known as double slit, occurs when two coherent sources overlap creating creating alternating constructive and destructive destructive construction and destructive interference fringes. Okay. Fringes याद आ गया. इंटरफेरेंस फरीजन आगे भी एक लाइन आती है. interference of two wave region, large and small, can be demonstrated, demonstrated, can be demonstrated, I don't know, by water, light, 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 sound, आगे पीछे करें ना वर्ड्स, and microwave, microwave, wave, condition of observing, 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 condition of observing what? Interference, variance, variance, to observe, obs, interference, variance into source. Coherent to coherent, a coherent source है. Should admit what? Should admit wave with same frequency maintain constant. Split, narrow split, narrow split, Yep, narrow split. I cheated for monochromatic wave, so thank God. Split should be narrow. A split should be narrow and together. A split should be narrow and together. Together, comma. Ensuring that the wave from each split ensuring wave from each split must overlap and interfere each other. Narrow split के आगे क्या आता है? एक और आता है monochromatic wave. The source should emit wave this from single wavelength with single wavelength monochromatic आगे क्या आता है? monochromatic to create clean interference pattern. Interference pattern PATTERN. Stable environment. Environment. Stable environment. The experiment for re and experiment the experiment comma the experiment comma or no the experiment should the experiment setup must be free from disturbance disturbance like vibration and sound wave and air current which could COULD which could disturb this disturb क्या कमान अस्सलाम वालेकुम wave which could disturb आगे स्किप कर लें and interfere with Farig's observation wave setup है which could disturb wave pattern है PATTERN pattern किसने था by satisfying these condition by satisfying these condition comma two source source interference Farigans can be observed across variable demonstration wave types observing across wave type comma demonstrate demonstrate wave nature of light, sound, and other phenomena. ये फिर से याद करते हैं, ठीक है. Two source interference, also known as double split, occurs when wave from each coherent sources overlap, creating alternating, constructive and destructive interference frequencies. Interference of two waves can result in large and small wave, a phenomenon demonstrated using water, sound, light, and microwave. मैंने लिखा microwave. Interference of two waves can result in large small wave, a phenomenon demonstrated using water, sound, light, and microwave. Condition for observing interference variance. To observe interference variance into setup, the following condition must be met. Coherent source must emit wave same frequency to observe interference variance in a two-source setup. Following condition must be met. Two coherent source must emit wave with the same frequency wavelength, maintaining constant phase relationship. The slit must be narrow and close together, ensuring that the wave from each split overlap and interference with each other. Monochromatic wave. The source should emit wave with a single wavelength, monochromatic, to create a clear interference pattern. Stable frequency. The experiment must be free from disturbance like vibration or air which could disturb wave pattern and interference with variance observation. By satisfying these conditions, two source interference variance can be demonstrated across various wave types, demonstrating the wave of natural light, sound, and other phenomena. The interference of water. In a ripple tank experiment, 2-point source generate ripple in water with sound interference, which produce interference. A ripple tank experiment a ripple tank experiment, 2-point source experiment, a ripple tank experiment, 2-point source generate a ripple in water which produce interference of water wave. In a ripple tank experiment, 2-point source generate a ripple in water which produce interference. Tank is illuminated in illuminated, I double L M U M I double L U M I Nated, illuminated, to enhance visibility, the region where wave enforce each other, constructive interference occur. The region where wave cancel each other, destructive interference occur. The region where wave reinforce each other, constructive interference occur. The region where wave reinforce each other, constructive interference produce. The tank is illuminate, to enhance visibility. The tank is illuminated to enhance visibility. The region where wave reinforce each other, constructive interference occur. The region of wave where wave the region where wave enforce each other, constructive interference produce. The region where waves cancel each other, destructive interference produce. Okay, ठीक है. The result pattern of alternating bright and dark variance of the water surface is the result of these interference. डायग्राम में कहाँ से बनाई, इतनी मुश्किल डायग्राम है. स्पाइडरमैन नहीं बन सकता. The result pattern of alternating bright and dark variance of इतना टाइम नहीं, डायग्राम इतनी प्यारी कौन बना सकता. ऐसे बना सकते हैं. 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. ओके 1 2 8 को बनाना. 8 लाइन चेक करें. कैन वी मेक इट वाटर इंटरफेरेंस ऑफ वाटर. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. कौन सी लाइन है? पाँच 1 2 3 4 5. एक बात तक तो बहुत मुश्किल है, अजीब पैन जो the ripple in a ripple tank experiment to source generate ripple in a ripple sound occurring to source. I'm taking patience should break. Patience should break. 35 40. Alright, that's good. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربي يسر ولا تعسر آمين يا رب العالمين. Alright, interference of water wave. In a ripple tank experiment, 2 point source generate ripple in water which produce interference. In a ripple tank experiment, 2 sources generate ripple in a water which produce interference. Interference will produce in the way the tank is illuminated to enhance visibility. Enhance visibility. The tank in a ripple tank experiment, 2 point source generate a ripple in water to sound generate ripple in water to sound generate ripple in water to sound in interference of water in ripple in a ripple tank experiment. A ripple tank experiment, 2 source generate in a ripple tank experiment, 2 point source generate a ripple in water which produce interference in a ripple tank experiment. 2 point source generate ripple in water which produce interference. The tank is illuminated in to enhance visibility. The tank is to illuminate to enhance visibility. The tank is a illuminate illuminate to enhance visibility. The region where waves reinforce each other, constructive interference produce. The region where waves cancel each other, destructive interference produce. Reserve pattern. The resulting pattern of alternating broad a dark variance of on the water surface is the result of these interference. The result pattern of alternating क्या मुसीबत है. The result the reserve pattern alternating, the reserve pattern alternating, the reserve pattern of alternating bright and dark fluorescence on water surface is the result of these interference. The reserve pattern of alternating bright and dark fluorescence, the reserve of dark, the result pattern, the reserve pattern, the resulting pattern of alternating, the resulting pattern, the resulting pattern, the resulting pattern of alternating dark and bright and dark fluorescence on a water surface, the fluorescence, the resulting fluorescence, the resulting pattern of fluorescence, the resulting pattern of fluorescence, the resulting pattern of alternating, the resulting pattern of alternating bright and dark fluorescence, bright and dark fluorescence, bright and dark fluorescence. The resulting pattern of alternating bright and dark fluorescence on the water surface is the result of these interference. The resulting pattern of alternating, the resulting pattern of alternating, the resulting resulting pattern pattern of the resulting pattern of alternating bright and dark fluorescence on water surface is the result of these interference. The resulting pattern of alternating bright and dark fluorescence on water surface is the result of these interference. Is the result of resulting pattern of alternating, the resulting pattern of alternating dark and bright and dark fluorescence on the water surface. Is the result of these fluorescence, is the result of these fluorescence, is the result of these fluorescence. The resulting pattern of alternating bright and dark fluorescence on the water. The resulting pattern of यहाँ लिख रहे हैं क्या कहते हैं the resulting pattern pattern of alternating the early pattern of alternating, I don't know what the hell, alternating bright and dark interference dark fluorescence fluorescence on the water surface surface the pattern of alternating bright and dark fluorescence of a water surface is the result of the interference. The resulting pattern of alternating bright and dark fluorescence on the water surface is the result of these interference. The resulting pattern of alternating bright and dark variance on the water surface is a result of interference of two circular waves. If two waves arrive in phase, their service or through arriving at exactly the same time, they will interfere constructively. The two circular wave, if two circular wave arrive in phase, circular waves arrive in phase. If interference of two circular waves arrive in phase, their the interference of two circular waves arrive in phase, their service or arrive at exactly same time will be interference constructively. Interference of two circular wave. Interference of two circular wave arrive in a phase, their series or through tough arrive trough arrive at exactly same time, there will be interference constantly. ये लाइन स्किप कर दे, बॉडी कंफ्यूजिंग है, पढ़ा ही नहीं जा रहा है, इतना मनूस लाइन है. ओके फाइन, ठीक है. The reserve wave have a, पढ़ना पड़ेगा क्योंकि नीचे वाली फिर सेंस नहीं बनेगी. The interference of two circular wave, source 1, source 2, maximum wave and minimum wave. Maximum and minimum, source 1, source 2, source 1 and 2, comma, if two waves, source 1, source 2, if interference of two waves, source 1, source 2, interference of two waves, source 1 and source 2, the interference of two waves, source 1, source 2, interference of two waves, source 1 and source 2, the interference of two waves, source 1 and 2, if two waves arrive in a phase, their crests are and trough arrive टफ नहीं लिखा हुआ यार, टॉक लिखा हुआ, पता नहीं कि trough arrive at exactly same time, they will interfere constructively. Interference of two circular waves, source 1 and 2, if two waves arrive in a phase, their cirrus or torque arrive at exactly the same time. The interference of two waves, source 1 and 2, if two waves arrive in phase, their series of their series or torque arrive exactly same time. They interfere constructively. They will interfere constructively. The result will be have high series and deeper torque arrive. Their series and torque arrive at exactly same time. Their interference will be constant. Their interference will be constructive. The interference of two wave source 1 and 2, if two wave arrive in phase, their series and torque arrive at the same time. They will interfere constructively. Interference of two circle waves source 1 and 2, if two waves arrive in a phase, their series or torque arrive at exactly same time. They will interfere constructively. They will interfere constructively. Interference of two circular phase source 1 and 2, if two wave source 1 and 2, if two waves arrive in phase, their series or torque arrive at the same time. They will interfere constructively. The result wave will be high series and deeper torque than two individual waves. Interference of two circular wave source 1 and 2, interference of two circular wave source 1 and 2, if two wave arrive in phase, interference of two circular wave source 1 and 2, if source 1 and 2, interference of two wave source 1 and 2, if two wave arrive in phase, series and or torque arrive at the same time. They will interfere constructively. The result wave have higher series and deeper torque than the individual wave. The resulting wave will have a higher series and deeper. The resulting wave have higher torque than two individual waves. The resulting wave will have higher series and deeper torque than two individual waves. The resulting wave have higher series and deeper torque than two individual waves. The wave in anti-phase, which a phase difference of pi radian or 180 degree, arrive in a such the series of one wave falls through another. The resulting pattern of alternating bright and dark ferrigens on a water surface is the result of these ferrigen interference. The pattern of alternating bright and dark ferrigens on a water surface is the result of interference of two circular waves, source 1 and 2. If so, two waves arrive in phase series or torque arrive at the same time, they will interfere constructively. The resulting wave will have higher series and deeper torque than two individual series. The resulting wave will have higher 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 series and deeper torque than the two individual waves. The interference of two circular waves. Source 1 and 2. If two waves arrive in phase, their series and torque arrive at the same time, they will have interference constructively. The resulting wave will be higher series and lower torque, higher series and deeper than two individual waves. A wave in anti-phase with a phase difference of pi or radian 180 degree arrive in such way the interference the wave in anti-phase with a phase difference of pi radian or 180 degree wave in anti-phase with a phase difference of pi radian uh, pi radian or 180 degree or 180 degree arrived in such a way that crest series of one wave falls on torque of other wave falls on the series of a wave falls on torque of other wave, producing destructive interference resulting in a small amplitude wave. Small amplitude. This phase difference is causing by the difference which allow different wave to travel different distance. Water interference. ये नहीं याद हुआ, छोड़ दें, फिर से करते हैं. Interference of water wave. Interference of WAVES wave. I don't know. डैम्पिंग नहीं है, ड्रिपिंग भी नहीं है, रिपिंग है. The ripping experiment, in ripping tank experiment, in RIPP ripple tank experiment, in ripple tank experiment, I don't know. In ripple tank experiment, 2-point source generate a ripple in water. Ripple in water. Ripple in water with interference produce produce interference. आगे क्या आता है? I don't know. Use your dumb brain. Interference is produced. Next, the tank illuminated to enhance visibility with ability to enhance visibility. आगे क्या आता है? To enhance visibility आगे आता है the region of wave which enforce each other enforce each other comma के आगे क्या आता है constructive interference produce the resulting alternating the resulting pattern pattern of alternating bright and dark variance The pattern of alternating bright and dark variance of water surface is the result of interference circular wave consists of two circular waves of two circular wave source 1 and 2 source 1 and 2 comma the two waves the two waves arriving at phase phase ब्रैकेट के आगे क्या आता है सिर्फ C rest, series, or TROUGH, twerk, arriving, ARRIVING, arriving at same time, 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 arriving at the same 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 time, same time, एक होता है constructively, this they will interfere constructively, the result, the RESULT, the result of the result of the result of the result of series, the result of the resulting wave, the resulting wave will have higher series and lower and deeper deeper twerk, TOUGH, twerk, than two individual interference. Two individual interference. यहाँ तक तो हो गया, अब आगे पढ़ना है. Wave in antiphase, the wave in antiphase, wave in antiphase, wave in antiphase, wave in antiphase, antiphase, having pi radian and 180 degree, arrive, arrive, such arriving, arriving in a such way, arrive in such way that series of one wave falls on TROUGH, twerk, or other twerk of other wave, fall on twerk of other waves produce wave produced individually produce destructivity destructive interference interfere resulting resulting in smaller AMPLITUDE improved WAV is wave. This phase differs DIFFERENCE reference is CAUSED caused by the patch difference IFFERENCE difference when W which allows ALLOW allow different 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 waves to different distance to different DISTANC wave in a wave phase in wave phase wave in antiphase wave in antiphase source 1 and 2 wave in antiphase source 1 and 2 wave in antiphase source 1 and 2 and wave in antiphase with phase with different wave in antiphase with a phase difference of pi radian or 180 degree wave in antiphase source with a phase difference of pi radian with phase difference of pi radian in wave in antiphase with a phase of different with the phase difference of pi radian or 180 degree in antiphase in a phase difference of pi radian in a phase difference of pi radian in a phase difference of pi radian wave in antiphase with a phase difference of pi radian 180 degree in the phase difference of pi radian 180 degree in antiphase in wave in antiphase in a phase difference of pi radian or 180 degree arrive in a such way that series of one wave falls on torque other wave falls on torque of other wave produce destructive interference resulting produce destructive wave in antiphase with a phase difference of pi radian or 180 degree arrive in a such phase that series wave falls that the series of one wave falls on anti-wave in antiphase in a phase difference of pi radian or 180 degree, 180 degree, 180 degree arrive in a such manner लिख ले, such way लिखा है, such way that series falls series of one wave falls on toward other wave produce destructive interference of other wave produce destructive interference of other wave produce destructive interference produce of other wave produce destructive interference of other wave produce destructive interference of other wave destructive interference of other wave. Wave anti-phase with a phase of difference of a pi radian or 180 degree arrive in a wave in a such way that series of one wave falls on torque of other wave produce destructive interference resulting in a small amplitude wave resulting in a small amplitude wave resulting in a small amplitude wave. This phase difference cause anti-wave phase, anti-wave in anti-phase, the phase with a phase difference of pi radian or 180 degree 180 degree arrive in a such way 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 arrive 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 in a such arrive in a such way that series of one wave falls on torque of other wave producing destructive interference resulting in alternating wave amplitude waves resulting in amplitude omega square रहता है ना amplitude omega square चेक करता हूँ मेरा फेवरेट चैप्टर है पिछले amplitude omega square देता है resulting in small amplitude wave this phase difference in cause of different phase by path difference which allow different wave to travel different distance. This phase difference is caused by path difference which allow different wave to travel different distance. Okay. Anti-wave in anti-phase PHASE phase, comma with a phase with a phase 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 with a phase, comma with a phase, I don't know, with a phase, I really don't know. First, with a phase of difference pi radian DIN or 180 degree difference in such way arrive in a such way a double R I we arrive in a such way that series of one wave falls on TROUGH torque of another wave, torque of other wave producing destructive interference destructive interference आगे कहते हैं destructive interference के आगे कहते हैं I don't know destructive interference which have smaller smaller amplitude AMPLITUDE okay the phase difference 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 is caused by path difference different which allow different wave different wave to travel different distance DIS okay yeah done water wave